Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. In this video we're going to be talking about Illicit's account and how he's used a non-conventional means of progression, which has allowed him as a free-to-play player to actually be currently in the rank of top 5 of his regular arena, which is amazing. I did believe that eventually with active play, free-to-play players could break top 100, maybe even top 20, but to see him at top 5 is pretty insane. Now, of course, it will also depend on the competitiveness of your server, but he is in one of the earlier server 116. So I just find this really impressive. Now, what he's done, as you can tell, is he's completely ignored the advice to go for REINIER first. He's immediately gone for Scarlita, which is a very interesting strategy to employ because, I mean, REINIER will definitely help your performance in the Dream Realm bosses, but Scarlita, in terms of PvP, she can't be beat, and she is one of the best hero options. And he's even currently in the progress of getting her to Supreme Plus and even plus 20 exclusive equipment. He gave a lot of temporal essences that he had to her. So how did this work, and is it even viable for you to skip on REINIER? Now, definitely, if you don't have REINIER, your Dream Realm teams are not going to be as optimal. But the thing is, if you're a free-to-play player, already you're playing at a disadvantage because people are going to be a higher resonating level than you. It's difficult to compete for top ranks of Dream Realm regardless of what you do, if you have REINIER or not. So I think he's just kind of settled for whatever ranking he can get. He's used his resources well as temporal essences, trying not to waste them on many different heroes. And so over time, he's just been able to collect enough of them to even get his Scarlita to plus 15, which is really expensive. That costs 275 temporal essences total. And right now he's trying to get her to Supreme Plus because she is the carry of his arena defense, and also even on offense, she is the hero which allows him to have such a high ranking in the arena. And apart from this, he also has a Vala at Supreme Plus, so I'm assuming when the raid up recruitment of Vala was out at the beginning of the game, he probably went entirely for Vala, knowing that she's a pretty good PvP hero, and that has served him well because Vala on her own can carry a lot of your PvP teams, and right now even on his arena defense, he is running Vala in his Scarlita team, which is definitely a viable option. He also has been picking up Igor from the arena shop, I believe, in order to get this many copies of Igor. And Igor is also a really good sort of option for your arena defenses because he can provide interference. He jumps into the enemy's face, prevents them from moving towards your backline, and can just distract them and cause them to target him rather than the priority targets in the back like Vala. And also he can buy enough time for Scarlita to descend and having enough living allies left, because that is really important with Scarlita's skill. If we take a look at her Mythic Plus, she deals true damage if there are at least 3 surviving allies. So having these tanky, difficult to kill heroes like Igor, even Thorin, is really important. Now Thorin, he did, I guess, get enough copies from the recruitment in order to get him to Supreme Plus, but Thorin is such a key hero, one of the best PvP heroes, and if you keep him on your wish list throughout your time playing, hopefully you can get enough copies of him. But definitely, yeah, this is something you will need to have at Mythic Plus in order to do what he's doing for his arena team, because without him at Mythic Plus, without the Soul Pact, his team would not be as effective. Thorin becomes really strong for PvP at that Mythic Plus. And then Damien, of course, key PvP hero. He's probably been buying it from the Dream Realm shop now to get it to Supreme Plus before the other heroes. And Damien, yeah, is such a solid hero. A lot of healing, haste buff, and he again synergizes well with Scarlita because even when his Troy Chariot is destroyed, I still think he is considered a surviving ally, and he will allow Scarlita to deal that true damage. And also descend at a later point in time after generating more energy and shields for your team. So that is important. So basically his arena defense is Thorin, Igor, Vala, Damien, Scarlita. And it isn't this typical stall type Scarlita team because he has Vala in there for a damage threat, and Igor is a bit of stalling potential because he doesn't have other options there. Like he doesn't have Haywin, he doesn't have Iron to even Mythic Plus yet. So he has to use a team like this, but it still is working out really well for him. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the replays, and first of all show you the formation that he has. He has a Vala protected by the Thorin with the Soul Pact. Vala cannot be swapped by REINIER because she's not on a symmetrical tile. And he has Igor in the back, so if an enemy tries to bring Vala, it is going to hit the Igor, and the Vala is going to be of almost no use because Vala wants to kill things and Igor is not easily killed. And of course, Confining Spell, it's either Confining Spell or Enlightening Spell for Arena, but in this position you don't want Enlightening Spell on Igor because you don't care about him being immobilized or not. You just want to lock down the enemies with Confining Spell and then the Scarlita to try and finish things off in the end. And currently he is rank 5, just barely, but sometimes he even gets up to rank 4. He can't compete in the top 3 ranking because all of these people are very strong. And let's take a look at some of the successes that he has. He just got a fail by enemy, but if we take a look, Arcanist, who seems to be pretty high ranking, has gotten 2 fails in a row. Let's take a look at what team he brought. And he brought the standard Iron Nuke team with Carolina. Yeah, I definitely think that the Scarlita team would, on average, be able to be beating this team. So let's take a look at it in 1x speed. So the Vala is going to mark the Thorn. He puts Thorn all the way in the back to take the Vala mark, but that's a really awkward positioning for him. You don't want Thorn in the back, and also because he can't soul pact anyone. Either way, Iron comes down the side, but Thorn is able to tank that out, and Igor is just in their face. So this is the advantage of Igor in a stall team, because he takes damage, and of course he doesn't die because he jumps around the battlefield. The Vala did die a bit earlier than I was expecting, and that was probably from the Carolina and Arden damage. And that was the AoE damage coming out. And now Scarlita will have to try and clean it up, and she does. One smash on the ground with her hammer. If he has her at plus 50 in exclusive equipment, which is a good investment, but even at plus 10, she can do similar type things. Mythic plus 10 is really when she begins becoming insane in PvP, because she can knock people off the battlefield and deal massive damage like that. So that was a really good replay. Let's take a look at Santo over here. Santo is running an OD and Arden team to try and clear our defense, and he has a OD protected with the Thorn, but Igor jumps into the middle of their team. Now OD can counter Igor a bit, but already kills the Haywin. I guess because the Valor mark was on it, combined with Igor's slight damage to the back. Igor is just basically providing interference so that the enemies have to attack him and can target your backline with Vala. But if you don't have any way of dealing with the Vala, like in the previous team, the Iron and the Carolina damage was enough to kill the Vala. But if you can't kill the Vala, she is going to destroy your entire team. Because she's going to be sitting off in the back, freely getting off her damage and working down your team one by one. And really with Scarlita, you just want to buy enough time for Scarlita to descend, ideally before... and have at least 4 allies surviving on your team at that time when she comes down. And that's why Damien is kind of a good option, because I think even when Damien's chariot is destroyed, I think he still counts as a surviving ally for Scarlita. Alright guys, now let's take a look at some of his offenses, his attacks, because we're going to try to do a couple of attacks for him, but I don't want to worsen his ranking by losing on the attacks, because I mean... He knows best which teams he can beat. But here is a success against a Paragon 1 Diurnal team with his Sylvina and Vala together. Let's take a look and see which artifact he was running. Confining Spell. Okay, Sylvina will be jumping on to the Smoky, I believe. Sylvina jumps on the Smoky. Vala's trying to deny the ultimate cast of Iron, and Thorn is trying to... No, Thorn is so packed to the Scarlita. Vala gets a kill onto the Iron, which is pretty clutch. And Sylvina is going to kill the Smoky, which is really important. But then, boom. That damage just killed everything. That must have been from Diurnal, right? I don't know. That did a lot of damage and it almost killed everything. So this doesn't look like a very safe win that we got here. I feel like I would probably not attack into this. I don't want to lose his points too much. But this is insane that he managed to defeat Paragon 1 Diurnal with his team. Yeah, this is looking very unsafe. I would not attack this. But it is cool to check it on replay. And now let's take a look at the replay where he managed to defeat the rank 3 player. Okay, here is the rank 3 player running... Oh wow. So rank 3, he's running just Elmas, Elsa crowd control team. But he has quite a lot of Paragon heroes, as you can tell. And our team is going to have the Sylvina and the Vala, probably then with, well, probably actually with Enlightening Spell into the Iron crowd control team. Okay, let's take a look. So Sylvina and Vala, we have the Vala in the back with Enlightening Spell, so Vala is going to try to not get crowd control, and we have the Vala mark on Arden, which is a key target for sure. Sylvina and Vala are a good combo together if they can both focus one enemy. They can both kill that enemy, and then they both get benefits from that first kill of a hero. Like energy gain, and at plus 10 exclusive equipment of Sylvina, then she also fears the enemies, frightens the enemies. So that's pretty valuable. Either way, now Vala is marking the iron in the back, and it's just basically cleanup duty from this point on. This seemed like a pretty safe win against the ranked 3 player. I'm going to try attacking this team. Maybe things could go worse if we couldn't get that kill onto Iron right at the beginning. Yeah, because there's a lot of damage with this Alamis, Elsa. And even though we had a really good fight here, Scarlita still went down, and it's just going to come down to whether Vala can clean it up, which is always a little bit risky. Thorin can only soul pact one ally, which is the problem. Like Scarlita in the diagonal team we saw, so Scarlita survived for longer. Here Vala is soul pacted, so she survives for longer, but the Scarlita died pretty quickly here. Okay, and he's gonna clean it up from that point on. Okay, we're gonna try some attacks. I will probably lose some, but I'm gonna try to show you guys some wins with the heroes that he has. Okay, we found Batsnick, so I'm gonna attack him because he seemed like our safest win. Okay, let's try this team. Sylvina jumping onto the back with the Enlightening spell to protect against the crowd control, and Igor as a stall. Let's see how safe this is, because I do think Igor as stalling is pretty important. So Sylvina jumps on the back. You need to kill the Elsa fast. So if we could get this Paragon, like Supreme plus Sylvina, plus 10 exclusive equipment Sylvina, it would improve his offense options. But it wouldn't really help him on defense, so it might not be the biggest priority. And Sylvina soul pacted. She doesn't kill the Elsa again. Elsa barely survives before going down, but Igor cleans it up really nicely. So Igor does perfectly into this defense with the Sylvina because of that ultimate cast. The key thing in Arena, especially if you're not like the strongest, is you need to know which defenses you can clear safely and keep attacking them for points, and then you just trust your defense to hold your ranking a little bit better. And so like this is an example of a defense that he can easily clear with his team pretty consistently. We saw 4 wins in a row, and we're gonna see that again right here. So I'm gonna try to find another defense that potentially could be easy to clear so we don't keep attacking this team. But if I were him, I would probably always attack this team. Okay, we have another defense over here. It is Scarlita and Friesto. Okay, that's pretty insane. Because all of these heroes against Supreme player. How? I don't understand. This is a rank 16 player with this defense, and our defense is somehow holding in the top 5. How is it possible? Okay, let's take a look at some different teams here. Enemy, will it be possible to beat enemy? We have, I think, again, this type of... Okay, I feel like we have better potential here. Because they have a stall team, but the only damage is mainly Arden and Thorin. Thorin can clean things up. But as long as my Thorin survives, I'm going to try this team. I don't know if it's going to work. This is like a rank 10 player. So Iron is going to crowd control everyone. We just need to kill that Arden. Sylvina doesn't jump on a good target. We have marked the Arden, which is good. But he's healed back up. Sylvina is not really doing anything. Probably Damien. Oh, nice nuke from the Vala in the back. That's really good. Yeah, Sylvina's doing nothing. I should have brought Damien into this team instead of Sylvina. I thought she was going to jump onto Arden. I think she did, but there wasn't room for her to attack. So she's just around this left side. But either way, I think Scarlita will clean it up here. Yeah, Scarlita will clean it up. I should have more faith in the fact that Scarlita can just wipe out these teams in the end. Wow, amazing. Vala plus Scarlita combo. Okay, let's take a look at this team here. Chestier, rank 12 currently. This should also be potential for us to clear this, right? Sylvina, I want to bring out the Vala as well, though. I want to do the Vala plus Sylvina combo. Or do I just want to go for more stall like this? Because maybe the Sylvina on her own will be enough for the Arden. But I'm thinking, I want Vala actually. I want Vala on the Arden and try to have Vala kill here. Because Sylvina, I don't know if she's going to be able to do the job. So I'm going to have Vala with Enlightening spell. I don't know if this is going to work. But if we can kill the Arden first, without dying on our team, I think we have a big advantage. So that's what I'm hoping to see here. Igor jumps into the back. Vala, nice nuke. Now don't die, Vala. Thorin needs to protect the Vala until Scarlita descends right now. Valed's killing the Damien in the back. Nice. Valed's in a really good position here. Marking the Elsa. Perfect. And just cleans it up. I shouldn't have so much fear when I attack these people. Like, I just don't want him to lose his points, right? Wow. Okay, Thorin dealing a massive damage effect, almost killing my team. That's the scary thing about a Thorin on his own with just one healer. It can clean everything up. So you need to be very careful. And Scarlita is about to ultimate right now. Smash that Thorin on the ground. No, Scarlita can't even reach with their ultimate. This is the awkward thing. Sometimes all your heroes are grouped up. And you can't get the kill. Okay, we've gotten our top 5 spot back. Because I guess some other people were attacking while we were attacking as well. So overall, amazing just performance in the PvP aspect for his account. I can't believe it as a free-to-play player, and it really shows you that active playing, smart use of resources, you don't also have to always go with the conventional advice. And this is something I think I fall into the trap of. I think that if everyone's doing Rainier to Mythic Plus, it must be the optimal route of progression. But to be honest with you, if you're using your Dream Realm, like your Temporal Essences wisely, even if you're not ranking high in Dream Realm, you can still level up a lot of exclusive equipments of different heroes. And he's just done a really good job of all of that. Now, Supreme Arena, of course, is going to be very difficult for him. Number one, his resonating level is low compared to other people, of course, being a free-to-play player. And he just doesn't have enough heroes built up to Mythic Plus, so you'll definitely struggle. But even here, he's at he's not even top 200, but he's in top 500 of the district, and I could easily see when he gets like Mythic Plus upgrades on these heroes, Iron, Carolina, even Arden is not Arden is a Mythic Plus, but when he gets those upgrades, Granny, Haywin, I think he could even be competing for top 200 as a free-to-play player in Supreme Arena. Definitely, this is his strongest team. You know, if you have such a strong team though, I think maybe you should separate the heroes onto 2 decent teams. He has a Mauler team here, which is not bad. I guess this could get some wins as well. Yeah, very interesting. I'm not going to try to restructure your Supreme Arena defenses because I think a lot of this is just going to come down to getting the Ascension, like the Ascension tiers on these heroes, getting them to Mythic Plus. Then these teams can do pretty well. But I would try to do the crowd control team in the second team lineup and have this team in one of the other 2 to guarantee the win into that. But yeah, Mauler team as a final option is always good, and especially when you don't have many heroes built up, you will likely have a well-built OD, Smokey, even Brutus can work without much Ascension. You have a good Entendre. I hope you're using Entendre there. So overall, really impressive accomplishment by Elizabeth, and yeah, you guys can let me know what you thought about this in the comment section down below. If you also have followed some non-conventional strategies that you think deserve to be shown in even videos or talked about, you can let me know, and definitely I would be happy to even show whatever strategies you use in videos as well. And yeah, and we have made a Discord. I've made a Discord server for AFK Journey with some like Labyrinth tips and Honor Duel. And so if you want to be added to that, you can just message me on Discord. I always have now my Discord ID in the description of my videos, and then I'll add you to that server. And also from in that server, you guys can contribute your own advice, your own feedback and strategies, and together we can get more information there. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. That is going to be it for this one, and until the next video, everyone, peace out for now.